It's bad? No. Sykkuno's so nice to me. Sykkuno's actually so lovely to me. He's always been so nice. Exposing Sykkuno, a serial cheater, master manipulator, and a dangerous predator. Whoa. That is crazy accusations. On Valentine's on this year, I was followed on Twitter by Sykkuno. Oh, it's a personal post. I thought it was amazing that such a big content creator would even know I existed, let alone follow me on social media. He had been my role model and someone I looked up to for a long time, ever since my days in high school. However, what I learned about Sykkuno after that day would make me regret my decision. Sykkuno is not the kind, soft-spoken character you see on stream. He is a serial cheater, liar, manipulator who uses his status to get what he wants from as many women as possible. More specifically, ones who are smaller and up-and-coming streamer content creators. Let me skim through it real quick. Move in together? Whoa! What the hell? I just skipped a few. I literally just skipped a few. That escalated so fast. What the? No. Wait, there was something about marriage? After confiding in many others that had a similar experience with Sykkuno, I realized that this was not an isolated incident. In fact, it was something that had been going on for multiple years. He has always made sure to cover his tracks and never left a paper trail significant enough for someone to make this public. How? I don't understand. How would this even be possible? Wait, I'm confused. How would this be possible if you're DMing somebody and Discord calls or something like that? Somebody can always be there. Demi, their first interaction was in Valentine's Day this year? What? What? It was only 2 months ago. Dude, what? Moving in 2 months. Wait, sorry, what? There's a Mujin. Wow, Mujin was fast.
My girl.
What the hell? 1 hour. Nah, dude, Sykkuno was so nice to me. I can't believe this, actually. That's so scary. What? Okay, I'm gonna watch.
A friend of 4 years has recently become obsessed with a male streamer, and I feel really uncomfortable about it.
It started by a Reddit thread! No, come on.
This was a post made on the subreddit r/relationship advice around the end of 2020. What was particularly shocking here is that barely just a few days after making that initial post, he'd end up breaking up with his girlfriend. Her obsession with that streamer was that irrational. And during that...
Sorry, I'm lost. What's happening?
My girlfriend of 4 years has recently become obsessed with a male streamer, and I feel really uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm so lucky that I've never been obsessed over streamers. I'm obsessed over fictional characters. Thank God.
Comfortable about it. This was a post made on the subreddit r/relationship advice around the end of 2020. What was particularly shocking here is that barely just a few days after making that initial post, he'd end up breaking up with
Yo, W guy for realizing that he's uncomfortable and just breaking up with somebody and not just cheating or something. I feel like that's
girlfriend. Her obsession with that streamer was that irrational. And during that time, she wasn't the only one who might have felt this way. That's because the male streamer in question here was none other than Sykkuno, a name and face that had become a core memory.
Oh, this is so shocking to me. You have no idea. Every single Sykkuno clip has been always just so wholesome. And every interaction I've had with him has always been so wholesome. This is actually I'm actually in shock right now.
Of the COVID-19 pandemic, more specifically when everyone was locked up in their homes. In the span of less than a year, he would go from having 1,000 average viewers on Twitch to 50,000. Even having a stream where he peaked at over 100,000 concurrent viewers. What he'd be most known for was his gameplay of Among Us with
Corpse! Haven't heard that name in a while.
Friends who happen to be very big content creators as well. Not only would he get tens of thousands of concurrent viewers on Twitch, but he would get millions upon millions of views on his YouTube channel as well. And while his rise to fame is definitely incredibly impressive, what was truly unparalleled here is his extremely high ratio of female viewers. Confirmed to having...
Well, because he was soft-spoken, he didn't really have that kind of personality for a guy to watch, technically. You know what I mean? He had a personality for females, not males.
And higher than any of his other content creator friends. His handsome look, his anime sounding voice, and his witty jokes made women go rabid. In fact, there was also a joke that he would turn male fans gay. But what made him really desirable is just how socially awkward he was. He was innocent in an endearing way. He was a boy failure that needed a woman to fix him. In a nutshell, he was this picture, almost allergic to other women. He just couldn't handle anything romantic. He would get too flustered. This made many of
Boy
his
failure.
fans want to be the one
Never heard that word before, I think. I don't.
to finally fix him. But make no mistake here, this was all a perfectly crafted image that he had made for himself.
Not a race war. I can't run. I'm slow as hell. I'm gonna die in this race.
He
What are
wanted
you
you to
saying?
think that he was innocent, naive, a boy failure, someone who's inexperienced in relationships and would never hurt a fly. Because in reality, behind this mirage, this illusion, there was a master manipulator, a serial cheater, and a predator. Someone who would
Oh. Nah. If it was just cheating accusations, I think I would skip this video because it's 1 hour. But the predator thingy is crazy.
make it a point for many years to target smaller content creators, take full advantage of the fact that he was one of the most desirable men in the streaming world, all while making it seem like he had no experience with women and that it just might be romantic. They just might be that special someone who can fix him. What he would somehow forget to tell them, though, is that he had been in a monogamous relationship since 2021. But you don't have to take my word for it, because he admits to everything in a recorded voice call with the victim herself. And on top of that, that same victim who goes by the name of Hemamal VT, which
we were just about to watch, about to read this.
chose to write a Google Doc that shows the entire timeline, her and Sykkuno's DMs together, as well as the DMs of another victim that actually slept with Sykkuno while being totally oblivious to the fact that he has been in a relationship since 2021. This might be one of the most impactful and longest running
Damn, he's sending money like that!
lies in content creation history. I want to thank the two
I
victims
didn't
in
know that he had to help with the move.
question for trusting me with this very heavy topic and for allowing me to make the first comprehensive video on it. So without further ado, let's get right into this mess. All right, so first off, who the hell
Okay, dude, that's foul. That is genuinely foul. Dude, I fear for the fact that that's foul.
is Sykkuno? Well, before starting his streaming career, he actually used to be a
on.
software engineer working in the Bay Area of California. His monotonous office life would change forever, though, when he would meet Lily Pichu, a well-known content creator who actually started making content as far
Lily's
back
so
as 2012.
sweet in real life.
However,
Russell,
when they met,
you fat ass, I already bought you food and now you're asking for money? No way.
she was far from being the very well-known content creator that we know today. It was back during the Season 3 World Championship for League of Legends during the year
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm watching this so early that there's no closed captions. No. Fuck.
of 2013, so barely a year into her content creator journey. Sykkuno would be aware of her content. He'd reach out to her and would want to meet her, seeing that they're both at the same place. Lily Pichu agreed, thinking, oh, am I about to meet a fan? That's awesome. She'd be absolutely shocked when that fan would show up with a massive bouquet of flowers. As
This is how he came to be?
she was about to thank him, he would run away back to his cousins. According to him, these were his only friends at the time. He was that lonely. He was simply too embarrassed to interact with her further. This interaction
Ooh. Suspicious, but okay.
left a good impression on Lily Pichu, and they kept in touch for years to come. In fact, as she would start her streaming journey, she'd play with her friends, and one of those friends would be Sykkuno. Her viewers would start to express interest in him, especially seeing that his voice sounded like an anime character. There was genuine demand in her community to know what he looked like. What they didn't know, though, was that Lily Pichu had already shown him. He was there with her when she went to Summoners Con 2015, and he was right there with her in her vlog. But most of her community were simply not aware of this. So seeing that there was growing demand to see what he looked like, they decided to do a face reveal
Damn.
live on Lily Pichu's stream around the year of 2019.
Yeah. You're such a dude. Oh, okay, here we go. Wait, you're actually so much braver than I thought.
Only because you're here.
I didn't know that he had that voice that hard. Because he doesn't do that anymore as much. Oh. Yo. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Alright, I'm ending stream.
That's crazy, man.
And as you can see, the chat was definitely not disappointed. In fact, Lily Pichu had such an impact on Sykkuno that she would be, well, the main reason why he would start streaming. And you can hear him say that himself.
So what convinced you to start streaming?
Oh, Lily, actually.
And speaking of streaming, he would start
The Lonely Boy, the Good Prime.
doing so shortly after revealing his face on Lily Pichu's stream. He'd start at the beginning of 2019 with barely under 100 viewers, but as the months would go by, he would start to get very rapid growth. He would really start putting in serious hours by August 2019.
I hope that I never have this one game that I just explode in, because like I just feel like I will feel hollow as a person.
And within just 1 year, by August 2020, he'd be sitting at
I hope it's always going to be variety.
8,000 average viewers, reaching a peak of 15,000. But how? Why? Well, during his streams, he would continue playing with Lily Pichu. And seeing that Lily Pichu has a lot of big content creators that she calls friends, she would introduce them to Sykkuno. It turned out that this guy was very easy to talk to. He was witty, he made jokes, and the communities of the many streamers actually enjoyed his company. All of these factors combined would be the perfect catalyst for when the quarantine season of COVID-19 would arrive. He would start to play the game Among Us with some of the biggest content creators on the planet.
I'm not gonna lie, I do miss the Among Us days a little bit. Just a little bit. I miss like being excited that there's a lobby going on and be like, oh my god, I would love to join, and whatever. It was such a fun time. And then everybody was like interacting with all, because it was a 10 lobby person thingy. Me with content warning, oh my god, I mean, you went hard in content warning. It was so fun. Anything when it comes to like big groups of people. Yeah, Russell actually made me. Russell unironically made me.
And within just 4 months, he would go from 8,000 average viewers all the way up to 50,000 average viewers, peaking at 100,000 viewers in one.
Don't admit that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Stream. He was gaining 500,000 followers every single month. In just the span of like a year and a half, he had gone from being a mid-tier streamer to one of the biggest on the entire platform. It wasn't just Twitch though. He would be getting millions upon millions of views on his YouTube videos as well. He was killing it on every single platform he was on. And so,
yeah, I remember Sykkuno being humongous.
By 2022, when YouTube was aggressively recruiting Twitch streamers to stream on their platforms instead, offering them multi-million-dollar deals, they targeted Sykkuno, seeing that he's extremely brand friendly, has a very loyal audience, and had become a household name in such a short time. So on May 2nd, 2022, he would announce to the world that he was moving to YouTube on a 2-year.
Is that the reason why his numbers on Twitch kind of diminished after a while? Because like I was wondering what happened if he was like so big and whatever, and then like suddenly he's back on Twitch and then like it became 2K or something.
Year exclusive contract. And as you can tell by the engagement, this post went viral. What I really want you to understand though is just how valuable he was seen by companies and platforms. Back when YouTube was aggressively recruiting talents that were on Twitch and their confidence and hubris, seeing that they completely dominated the streaming scene at the time, would never bother offering a counteroffer. On the very rare occasion that they did, it was a very big deal, and guess what? They made an exception to Sykkuno. They gave him a counteroffer higher than YouTube. Sykkuno would go back to YouTube and show them Twitch's new offer, and YouTube would offer to pay even more.
Damn!
His contract alone is estimated to be around $5 million. Sykkuno, though, also had interests in other communities, such as VTubers. In 2023, for an April Fool's joke, he would debut his first VTuber model, extending his reach to a new niche community. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because at some point...
What the f***? Is this real? What the f***? Is this genuinely unironically weird? Instead of turning on his cam in front of Bernie Sanders, he actually kept his VTuber model? That is actually hilarious.
He was invited to a call with the Senator Bernie Sanders alongside Valkyrie and Pokemon. And instead of showing his face, he chose to be a VTuber. This was so ridiculous, and it went so viral that he inadvertently kind of became a spokesperson for VTubing in one stream. I mean,
what? He did?
God, everyone wanted a piece of that guy. You would see him everywhere, collabing with everyone. And this was partly due to his very loyal and almost rabid fan base. But it was, of course, all by design. You see, back in 2023, Pokimane would make the very interesting revelation that Sykkuno had the highest female demographic fan base compared to any other streamer, her included. She would compare his level of fame and the way his fans acted towards him to K-pop idols. He simply wasn't seen like the run-of-the-mill Twitch streamer. No, there was definitely more to this. And one of the main reasons why this worked out so well is because he was
You know who else has a really high female content creator, female demographic? Ooh, Kenji. Kenji has a humongous.
seen as a boy failure. No, not the kind of guy who's unemployed and lives in a dump and smells like I'm talking about the ideal boy failure. The guy who's handsome, smells nice, doesn't live in a dump.
Scared of females, you know, shy, talks with a Deku voice.
But is instead just a hopeless romantic. Someone who turns all red when you want to initiate physical contact. The most innocent, naive soul imaginable.
Why did they arrow the wrists? Well, what does the wrist have to do with anything? Do they have wrists? What? Guys, would you consider XUC boy failure?
Appeal of a boy failure isn't necessarily that he's a failure. It's the fact that he's perfect, but just needs one person to fix him.
That was a joke, I'm sorry.
And that's how a significant chunk of his fan base felt. If you've watched my channel before, then it's not too different from a girl failure that has a male audience that wants to fix her. It's the same parasocial mess. This can be very easily seen in some of the most viral fan-made videos of Sykkuno, like this one for example, sitting at over 3 million views. Sykkuno tells his trauma about girls. Sykkuno trusts his friend, Disguised Toast, more than the girls. So this guy had barely any romantic experience, and yet still, he had his heart broken. He needs a woman that will fix him and tell him it'll be okay. And maybe she'll be one of his fans. If only he knew how handsome and amazingly desirable he was though. Because he's another fan-made video. Everyone's simping for Sykkuno because who doesn't? I mean, God, if only he wasn't a boy failure and understood how smooth he was with women. But he's too naive. Because guess what? This video sitting at over 4 million views is titled Sykkuno being smooth with girls for 14 minutes.
4 million views? On a fan video? Damn! Dude, I've been watching this in 480p. Guys, you need to spam me if it seems like it's like a little... Oh, man. Oh, me. Oh, I'm pissed again.
Yeah, I think you get the point by now, right? This image of him that was so carefully crafted would attract a very large female audience. It would also allow him to be one of the only male streamers to constantly be able to hang out with a majoritarily female friend group without him or them getting in trouble with their fan bases due to jealousy. The guy was innocent, allergic to...
That's a thing? Is that a thing? Did we get jealous and like start like a thing? That's a thing? For people who have like a hot... What? That's crazy. That's actually insane.
Love, and he wouldn't hurt a single fly. This allowed him to do things that other male content creators could never do.
Remember the Kenji fans? Was the Kenji fans weird to me? I don't remember them being weird to me. Or maybe I just like completely put it in my head, like away.
Like, dude, this is him sniffing the armpit of Fuslie
What the
at some point during a podcast when they were talking about body odor. This is how much he was trusted around women. And even though his audience was very obsessed over him, they saw him as so awkward, so incapable of understanding what love or social cues mean that this was fine. They didn't mind because they were going to be the ones to fix him anyway. So it comes as no surprise that yes, some relationships literally ended over the girl's obsession over him. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if some gay relationships ended because of this.
Man, if I ever blow up and then I fall off later in life, I hope to God that the way that I leave this world will never be by falling out or something, like by having a cancellation. I would rather just like go into obscurity and only have like 100 viewers or something in like 2 years than this, to be honest. It's so scary. This is like insane. I don't know, man. It's crazy to see this. He's just been so nice. It's just like I'm actually just genuinely in shock. We all get canceled at least once. Yours is coming.
Same reason too. He was just that much of a sensation, and that crafted image he built around himself was just so...
Deme and PSP Google Docu incoming. No, already too late, buddy.
Believable and convincing.
Did we forget?
And so he'd keep on doing what he's always done, and after his 2-year contract with YouTube would finally end during May 2024, he would make his grand comeback to Twitch, peaking at over 26,000 viewers. However, his viewer count would slowly begin to drift. And by April 2026, he'd be sitting...
Guys, do you think it was worth it to kind of, in a way, quote unquote, fall off, but like get the bag for this amount of years? I mean, dude, it's 5 mil.
At 1,665 average viewers, a far cry from the peak of the pandemic back at 50,000. He'd also stopped collabing with larger content creators as much as he used to, mostly sticking to himself. But hell, I mean, 1,600 average viewers is still very easy to make a living off of. He had made his millions of dollars, had this incredibly obsessive fan base. As far as content creator careers go, this really wasn't so bad. The guy was a multi-millionaire. Well,
like, dude, I feel like this was like a perfect end for his like little like explode thingy, and then like calm, and he's like streaming every day and having fun and etc. etc. And like, dude, his size is not small, by the way. He didn't like he fell off because like from 50K to like 2K, it was like that's pretty good numbers. That's amazing numbers. You can live off 1K viewers easily. Like, if you want to be comfy, 1K viewers, that's fine.
Back at 50,000. He'd also stopped collabing with larger content creators as much as he used to, mostly sticking to himself. But hell, I mean, 1,600 average viewers is still very easy to make a living off of. He had made his millions of dollars, had this incredibly obsessive...
Why do you act so broke? I don't act broke! You guys call me broke, but I'm not broke! I've never called myself broke! I just have my own like things that I like, which is like comfy shirts that have holes. But that's not because I'm broke. That's because I just like that.
Fan base. As far as content creator careers go, this really wasn't so bad.
Guess who got a Ninja Creamy recently?
The guy was a multi-millionaire. What people weren't aware of, though, is that for many years since becoming a viral sensation, he would use his status as Sykkuno, as the most desirable streamer imaginable, as this K-pop idol, to pursue relationships with smaller or up-and-coming content creators, whether they be cosplayers or VTubers, manipulating them into thinking that they were special, all in the hopes of hooking up with them and while being in a monogamous relationship. This is the real Sykkuno. And now we finally have proof. Hemamal VT, who I'll refer to as Mal from now on, is someone who has been making content for the last year. She occasionally streams from time to time, but also tends to post cosplays on her Twitter profile, some of them being revealing. Those revealing cosplays would catch Sykkuno's attention, and he'd follow her on Valentine's Day of 2026. Within barely a few days, he would start talking about how they should move in together into the same house, all while having a girlfriend.
How would they even mention moving in together when he has a girlfriend already? How was that able to be done? What do you mean a few days? How was I even like, was it just like dreaming? Was it just like a dream kind of thingy where like, oh, I wish we lived together?
Mal would find out about the girlfriend, she would decide to write a Google document. The Google document would contain Mal's side of the story as well as Elfie Leah's side of the story. Another VTuber who, of course, also posts cosplays from time to time, which is why Sykkuno was interested in her to begin with. She also had no idea that Sykkuno had a girlfriend and would meet up with him during December 2025 in Paris.
Meet up? Oh,
Paris when he would travel for a convention. Unlike Mal, though, she would actually end up sleeping with Sykkuno, again, completely oblivious that he has a girlfriend. They would both share their stories and the DMs with Sykkuno.
Who is Sykkuno's girlfriend anyway? I'm so confused about
This
that.
document would be 32 pages long, and it would detail both of their experiences with Sykkuno, leading up to the revelation of the fact that he has a girlfriend, as well as a link to the full 17-minute YouTube video in which Mal would confront Sykkuno about cheating on his girlfriend with her. Here's how it would start off. On Valentine's Day of this year, I was followed on Twitter by Sykkuno. I thought it was amazing that such a big content creator even knew I existed, let alone followed me on social media. He had been my role model and someone I looked up to for a long time, ever since my days in high school. However, what I learned about Sykkuno after that day would make me regret my decision. Sykkuno is not the—
How old is Sykkuno right now? Like pushing 30, right? Or already 30. 34, like early 30s? Oh my god, she's barely 20. Or she's barely like, if it was high school, early days of high school or something, that means she's like straight out of high school.
Kind, soft-spoken character you see on stream. He is a serial cheater.
The doc said that it had a 15-year age gap. Woof. But was she like 20? If she's 20, then whatever.
Liar and manipulator who uses his status to get what he wants from as many women as possible. More specifically, ones who are smaller or up-and-coming content creators, knowing that he can take advantage of them. After confiding in many others that have had similar experiences with Sykkuno, I realized that this was not an isolated incident. In fact, it was something that had been going on for multiple years. He always made sure to cover his tracks and never left a paper trail significant.
I don't understand how you're not able to leave a paper trail if it's online. And you're having conversations online.
Good enough for someone to make this public.
How would you ever
But
expect
now,
this to be
this has
like
all
a secret?
changed. These are serious allegations, and I fully understand that this should not be treated lightly.
Voice
I
chats, but
urge
you're
all
still
other
talking
content
to
creators
them.
who have
You
been
can still
personally
record that.
affected by Sykkuno's behavior to not remain silent, as I believe that there is strength in numbers. This document will not only include proof from me, but from another victim who has given me her consent as well. Below, you will find evidence that will expose this calculated pattern of love bombing and manipulation, as well as a recording of a voice call where he explicitly admits to all his wrongdoings. Everything. All right, so already this is one hell of an intro to the document, right? One thing I want to point out is the urging of all other content creators who have been personally affected by Sykkuno to come out about this. As I already mentioned, there are many people who were affected by his actions
Oh, this is so disappointing, man. This is actually genuinely disappointing. I'm so disappointed.
throughout the years. In fact, if Sykkuno traveled to any expo or convention or event, then you can bet a hefty sum of money that he always had someone there who he flew out, hoping that he could bring them to his hotel room. Anyway, the next section of the document would be titled, Our First Conversation. After Valentine's Day, I was so excited about him following me that I told a friend who then urged me to strike up a conversation. I finally worked up the courage to send him a DM, and he replied,
Damn, girl has like, damn, I respect. Everybody thinks that he's single, so like, I respect the little like shoot. Hey, she's shooting her shot. That's a crazy shoot though. That's smooth.
right away. So here we can see on the 15th of February,
respect it.
Mal would send, are you still looking for a Valentine's date perhaps? To which Sykkuno would say, so innocently, what? You can't just open up with something like that? And besides, Valentine's Day's almost over where I'm from already. To which she would reply with, I mean, we can always do a Valentine's Day do-over, you know? In the same
No, she's smooth with that, dude.
first conversation, he brought up what kind of games he'd like to play and invited me to play with him after a convention. On the left image, we can see them discussing sleep schedules, right? Understanding what time it is for her, what time it is for him. And on the right image, we can see him say, what games do you like to play? I'm like a massive game player. That's usually how I meet people or make friends, to be honest. In the next couple of images, we can see Sykkuno talk about the game he was playing, which was Outlast Trials, saying that maybe Mal could carry him. She would agree, give him her Discord, and then wonder, hey, are you done soon with your stream? Because I'm getting tired. She hadn't slept all night. She was pulling an all-nighter. He'd apologize for taking so long, and then he'd say that he has a convention to go to. So after making her wait for like a few hours, he would say, hey, listen, can we just play tomorrow? I have a convention to go to. And they would agree, okay, let's play after the convention. This is what would lead us to the next section. Interest in where I live. For context, this is still the same day as the first conversation, only moved to Discord in a few hours apart since I'm EU time zone and he's US time zone. So yeah, these DMs have the timestamp of 10 a.m. EU time. The last DMs we can see on Twitter were at 9 a.m. So this is barely an hour later after they added each other. Mal would continue by saying, things started out innocently enough with him inquiring about fun things to do
Yeah, very normal. It's
near
been
where I
very
live,
normal so
such as
far.
aquariums and conventions. TwitchCon EU specifically. I'd like to point out that I said we could go on a date to make up for Valentine's. He not once expressed to me any discomfort or that he wasn't single. So yeah, this is how it goes. If someone expresses interest in you, right? You typically tell them fairly quickly that you're already in a committed relationship. You don't just let things slide. Mal had no reason to think that Sykkuno was already taken. Otherwise, he would have said something after she proposed a date. He'd ask, do they have an aquarium? I'm a big fan of aquariums. She'd say, there's artists in Amsterdam, could make it a date, you know, to make up for Valentine's. He'd only reply with, a what? Lol? Continuing on with his innocent persona, but he'd never say, oh no, actually, wait, like, I want to meet up as friends. I'm actually in a relationship. Not once. The next section will be titled, Following My Private Instagram. He would also follow my personal private Instagram that is only available to my IRL friends and family.
Wait, with them telling... Wait. How did he find it? Did you tell him about it or
using his official Sykkuno account. So here we can see an image of Sykkuno following her.
Damn, on main. Yeah. What the f do you mean he didn't leave a paper trail? He followed her private account on main. Come on.
With her personal account name being hidden since it's personal. The next section will be titled Making Plans to Meet Me in Person. So bear in mind, this was the next day, okay, the 16th of February. They had started talking on the 15th. He followed her on the 14th. The document would say, in
Hello? What is that sound in the background?
this 2-hour Discord gaming call, the same day as our first conversation, Sykkuno made plans to meet
There's this weird sound in the video that goes like, do you hear it?
me IRL. It was set to be the same weekend as Dokumi 2026 since he was flying over anyway to attend TwitchCon EU. Going to the aquarium would be our first
course it
date.
stops when I
I
talk
also
about it,
learned
great.
that there is a 15-year age gap between us. Right, so look, I personally spoke to the victim about this. I asked, like, would that usually have been like a red flag?
Yeah, this is about the lies of Sykkuno and that he's a manipulator.
Or a turn off.
predator.
She said yes. But the thing is, this is Sykkuno we're talking about here, right? So she made an exception because as you saw in the intro of this document, she used to watch him in high school. She genuinely looked up to him.
Oh my god, that's so weird.
I think he means not letting her see any interactions with other women type paper trail.
Oh, I see. That is so weird. I can't imagine somebody going like this to me. Oh my god, Demi, I used to watch you in high school. And then me flirting with him. No, that's so disgusting. That's actually disgusting. Nah, I don't even care. Nah, that's disgusting.
To say that she was starstruck was an understatement. And that's exactly
I know that he's like, I know that she's like 20 now. But then, you know, started like knowing that like, I don't know, there's something weird about that. There's something really, 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 really weird about that. It's not the age gap that like with me. It's just the fact that like, the age gap is whatever to me. I don't care if she's like 20 or whatever. She can make her own choices.
Having a fun stream because I know I am. Always
Thank you,
glad
Famsi
to see
team.
you live and
There's
not
7 months.
Demodine.
She was 18. Okay, no, that changes it. Okay, when I said 20, that's fine, but 18 with a 15-year age gap, especially as a content creator, yikes.
what he was counting on. Now, while keeping that 15-year age gap in mind, this next section definitely hits different. It's titled, Making Plans to Move In Together. These messages would be on the 17th of February, 2 days after they started talking. It would say, with Sykkuno, our relationship moved so incredibly fast it almost felt like a dream. It was like you could make anything I want.
Oh, never seen such things with what do you guys call it when you what do you mean especially as a content creator? Because like as a content creator, I feel like you have so much like more you know, you just feel more responsible. You're not some random person. You're somebody that like had influence in her life or like that can actually like lead to taking advantage of because she like looks up at you, so you can like take advantage of the fact that she grew up watching you or something like that. Does that make sense? Like there's like a little bit of a power dynamic.
What had happened.
That's
Someone
why
as
I just feel like it's worse. That's all.
prolific and successful as him,
Like if a 20-year-old met a 35-year-old and then they just started talking and it was like a normal conversation and they started flirting or whatever, I don't really give a shit. But if it's a celebrity and they started DMing or accepting a DM that they know that watched them or was a fan when they were in high school and they're like just fresh out of high school, and then you're accepting those like kind of flirtations, I just think that's weird. I think that's completely weird.
I had no reason to doubt anything he said to me. These screenshots show that Sykkuno and I were intending to adopt a cat and have me possibly move into his house. I told him we couldn't get a cat yet due to me not being a US citizen and possibly having visa issues. Keep in mind, this conversation
Oh my god, a few days later, plans of moving in. I've never seen like, what do you guys call it when you just like love somebody, or not like love somebody, but like you spam it to like make the person just feel, you know, overwhelmed. Love bombing.
happened 2 days after the first conversation. So in this first image of these set of DMs, we can see them talking about pets in general, right? About how he might be allergic to certain pets, about how his current dog...
God, Lord! It's been 2 days and he's talking about his dog? Oh my God!
doesn't trigger his allergies. So they start discussing the prospect of getting a cat. Mal would say, I mean, if I'm there anyways, we'll have to think of a name, no? To which Sykkuno would say, yeah, but I don't know if I can take care of it myself. Mal would say,
what? Nah, there's no way. Nah, no.
or were you just gonna name it Cat? He'd say, you'll have to stay to help take care of it, lol. To which she'd say, I'm okay with that, though I don't know how that would work with me staying there. I can't stay forever either, you know, because I'm not an American citizen and I'll also probably have to go back as well. Because I mean, I hope at least that I can go back to studying end of this year. And like in
Studying! Wait, is she still in high school? My heart just dropped. Like in uni, right? She meant in university? Like she's in university? Please tell me uni.
general, everything is so expensive. And then he'd say, oh yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe we can get a cat together another time then. Besides, don't you already have a cat? Which she'd say, yeah, but they're my dad's. Also, did you finally order the food? And he'd say, oh, I see. So you wouldn't have to bring them if you just moved somewhere. To which
Oh my God.
she'd say, no, I guess not though. I'd miss them so much, so I definitely have to get new pets. So barely a couple days after speaking to each other, Sykkuno's out here discussing getting a pet together, taking care of it, raising it together, and looking
If
into
she's sweaty in high school, there's another level of manipulation going on. She would be special needs. No, yeah, true.
the possibility of her maybe moving in together with him one day. This was as he was sharing a home with his girlfriend. The next section will be titled Lying About Being Single and Dating History. In this screenshot, Sykkuno said he has only ever had one relationship his entire life. I would eventually find out that that was a lie and that he had been dating and living in the same house as his girlfriend for years and that I was not the only girl on the internet that he spoke to on a daily basis. So here we can see DMs of them discussing this topic. Mal would say, I mean, you've been in relationships before. It's not like it's your first relationship, referencing what they might potentially have going on. To which he'd reply with, I don't know, lol. I've only actually dated someone once and they broke up with me, so yeah, I think I'm just not very good, so it's probably just a me issue. To which he'd say, did you never do anything for your ex, at all? To which he'd say, I mean, I think I did. I don't think she thought I did, so yeah. But I mean, everyone has their own way of what they want, so it's important to be like, are you getting what you want? And if you're not, I totally understand.
What? Okay, I guess. Yeah, sure. That's what. Yeah, okay.
Mal, of course, would want to inquire as to what he was saying. What do you mean you think you did? Like what? But he'd never specify and he'd always keep it vague, keeping up this persona that he crafted, the one that was allergic to love, that had
All this lying and among us. Ah, dude, what can you do?
no idea what was going on with women. This would lead us right into the next section titled Sexting. We texted every single day, and these interactions would be charged with flirting and suggestive topics. I would send him suggestive pictures and audios, and he would confirm that he'd touch himself to them. Additionally, he'd always act flustered and inexperienced, keeping up the illusion.
Yikes! No, sorry. Yikes! Oh, that actually made me cringe. He did not act inexperienced. No, shut up. He is in his mid-30s. He's in his mid-30s. There's no way he was RPing as some shy guy teenager or something. No, shut up. No. He'd always act flustered and inexperienced, keep up the illusion on stream is internet persona. No. What?
Of his on-stream innocent persona. We'd also regularly talk about date ideas and things we'd like to do together in the future when we'd meet up IRL. Topics that are usually discussed between two adults who are clearly romantically interested in each other. On top of texting, we also called almost every single day, even after he'd stream for
Dude, this guy's acting as if he's in your life anime. Oh my god.
over 8 hours. We'd talk and play games regularly. One thing I'd notice is that every time we called and when he spoke, he'd be whispering and never fully use his voice. His excuse was that it's because he was tired after a long stream, and I didn't really find that
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. But this is so embarrassing. This is unironically. This is so embarrassing.
to be suspicious. Using your voice for 8 hours in a row does exhaust it after all. I now realize that he was quiet because his girlfriend lived with him and he didn't want her to hear. So in this first set of DMs, we can see them discussing things to watch together. Sykkuno saying, let's watch something. Mal would say we should. He would say, let's watch a cooked Netflix dating show because those are funny, or both. And Mal would say we should. And do you also want to play games like Helldivers or Overwatch or etc.? In the next image, we can see them discussing the spicy audio that she
I want to see this. How did you react? I need to see this.
sent him at some point. He'd say, "You do too." She would say, "Yeah," like in that audio recording I sent you, to which he would act flustered over and say, "Huh? Oh my God. Well, yes, you really sounded..."
Oh, brother. Oh, God. Oh, man. Cinda Crow, thank you for Prime. Oh, man. Oh, this is a mess.
Cute in that too. To which she would say, "Did you ever re-listen to it, or only that once?" In the next screenshot, we can see them discussing going on a gym date. Mal expressed to him how much she enjoys going to work out at the gym, and so Sykkuno would inquire about what a gym date looks like.
Are those even dates? Is it gonna be like sweaty and not gonna lie, some people I know are like, I spend 2 hours in the gym every day and I'm like, I think I'd be tired before 2 hours. LOL. I think I'd be tired in like 15 minutes max.
This is when they discuss it more. In the next two set of DMs, we can see them talking about more spicy topics. Mal would say, "You get flustered so easily." And then Sykkuno would say, "Because I'm not. I've never done like this kind of thing before, lol." To which she would
dude,
say,
I lost all my respect of Sykkuno over this, to be honest. Nah, dude, I really did. The talking like this to your fan. That we're just a fan of you in high school. By the way, high school wasn't that far off for her.
"And you don't like it?" He'd continue saying, "Which is crazy because I'm older than you, but like I haven't really dated much, so..." And then Mal would say, "So? You have me now." He'd reply with, "My XP bar is low, but..."
Oh my God.
"No, I do it. I've never gotten something like this before. Yes, I like it. It's so good. I can't wait to use it later." As in, I can't wait to grill my sausage to it later, whatever she sent. To which she would reply with, "You know..."
I'm sorry. This is you.
"Well, I've kind of wondered if you've ever touched yourself while watching what I send you." To which he'd say, "What? Why would you wonder that?" She'd say, "Well, because they're spicy pictures and videos. Of course, I wonder if you put them to use." And then he'd say, "I'll definitely put this one to use." She'd say, "So you've never done so before?" And then he would say, "Maybe," in all caps, with a flustered sweating emoji. This is when she'd put her foot down and say, "I want a yes or no." And then he would say, "Yes, of course."
Oh, Mal, you deserve so much better than this.
I have. How could I not? Overall, these DMs were a balance of spicy and wholesome, just like what you'd expect when two people are romantically interested in each other, saying goodnight to each other, inquiring on their health. He'd compliment her on her appearance. She'd say, "I love getting compliments from you. Good morning, handsome. What are you up to?" But this romantic interest wouldn't just be expressed with words. No, for Sykkuno, he'd make sure to express it financially, too. This is what would lead us to the next
Damn. Damn, sugar daddy Sykkuno, little freaky out, Jesus.
section, titled Sugar Daddy. Less than a month later, Sykkuno would randomly...
Yeah, dude, I feel like he's love bombing for sure. He was very, very much love bombing. Yeah, Jesus.
ask for my PayPal account in DMs. He'd then waste no time in sending me money unprompted, something that I'd later realize was simply a behavioral pattern that he'd employ with women he'd express interest in.
Only 200. Only 200. So this is $100, but then it converted to euros, and he realized that it converted. Come on. That's it? He's a millionaire. Come on. A little cheap ass.
I want to reiterate that I have
Come on,
never
four
asked
figures at least.
him for his money, and he did this of his own volition. He bought me both a gym jacket,
Wow, Demi. He's a millionaire.
below, and Resident Evil 9, because I had expressed interest in that game. Here we can see two payments. The first one sent on the 28th of February 2026, 81 euros, and the second one being 200 euros on the 5th of March 2026. The sender was the business, Sykkuno. He'd innocently ask for a PayPal username on the 28th of February. He'd start off the conversation with, "Ah, you still aren't asleep?"
This ass emote, dude. This ass emote. If I see it one more time, I'm gonna explode. I wish I was a woman who was an influencer that was cheating with. Dude, shut up.
Either, to which she'd say, "I fell asleep, woke up again because I'm having trouble sleeping." He would then say, "Oh, well, good morning. And what's your PayPal so I can buy you games later?" She'd say, "Huh? Straight to the point. Jesus, I need to update my email to my PayPal because it's my old name from before I rebranded." When he would send her money for a gym jacket, at some point she'd say, "Want me to send it back?" To which he'd say, "No, I wanted you to get a nice
Dang,
gym
please,
vest."
you made me choke on my chips to meet and sing.
I also choked on my popcorn.
Lol, especially because it seems like you're really passionate about working out, so I thought it'd be nice. And then you can remember me when you're wearing it. I thought it was a cute idea. She'd buy one, she'd wear it, she'd send it
Damn! Mal, you deserve so much better. Come on.
to him, and she'd say, "I wore it with the green set
Body
because I
tea,
know how much
though,
you like
body
green."
tea,
She'd also make a
slay.
tweet on her account while wearing it, saying, "This gym jacket is literally so comfy, the muscle mommy arc will be real." So up until this point, this was Mal's experience with Sykkuno. The next section is titled "A Calculated Pattern of Love Bombing and Manipulation." And this is where we talk about Elphilia's side of the story. The document would say, after speaking to Elphilia a few days ago, we
Nephi,
were
thank you
able
so
to
much.
corroborate our experiences with Sykkuno and learned that we were both victims of this. We had no idea that he was talking to both of us at the same time. Sykkuno is known to send hundreds of dollars to the girls he wants to get
Damn, 3 girls at the same time. Sykkuno, you dog. Sheeshers, my geeshers.
involved with. This screenshot is from when he took my friend Elphilia to Paris during the 2025 TFT tournament, along with sending her 500 euros to help her move into her new apartment. You can clearly see that this was sent from his business email's PayPal account. So unlike the other image that was supplied by Mal, here we can clearly see this is Sykkuno at hotmail.com sending her all this money. A substantial amount, around 1,550 euros, all under his business email. Here are the DMs in which we can see that he offered to pay for her flight to
Fly him. Paying for another girl to fly out to him. Oh my god.
TFT Paris, as well as all the food and hotel fees there, pretty much taking care of her financially during the entire trip. So this starts off as far back as April 2025, with Sykkuno telling Elphilia, "I'm probably going to Paris later this year for sure. I'm not sure on TwitchCon yet. I'm afraid I don't know enough people." He'd say, "You should come to Paris when I go to it. Is it close?" To which she'd say, "Paris is pretty easy to go to, yeah, since it's in the European Union." He'd say, "You better hang out then when I go there." She'd reply with, "I'll have to see because I..."
Can this guy stop just misspelling everything that he's writing? Son of a bitch. Oh my god, it wasn't even at the heart of a word as well.
Paris is pretty easy to go to, yeah, since it's in the European Union.
The
He'd say, "You
fuck-ass
better hang out
dog."
then when I go there." She'd reply with, "I'll have to see because I know nothing and no one there and it's expensive." To which he would say, "I'll pay for it. Don't worry." She'd say, "Whoa, really? You do that?" And then he'd say, "Yeah, of course. And all the food." She'd of course be ecstatic about this and say,
I remember I had a friend online back in the day, and he was like a genuine millionaire, and he loved F1 and whatever. Anyway, there was this one time I was hungry, so he literally bought me a spaghetti with the biggest meatballs, and he thought it was hilarious. And then he got food for my mate as well. He was like, "Yo, let your mate eat as well. Tell me how it is." And then he sent me no. It wasn't like an e-girl thingy. No. He was a genuine friend. He was like a great person. And then he sent me a book that we were like memeing about in the shows that he was watching or whatever, and we were watching. It was funny as and he sent me a Australian dollar. I still have that Australian dollar. Very sweet.
that you'd have to deal with my annoying ass though. And he would say, "But you gotta choose places to eat, like the restaurants." And she'd say, "Deal." One day later, he'd reiterate, "You're fine. You never have to pay for anything. Don't worry, lol. How much is the flight usually from Netherlands to Paris and back?" Because she lived in the Netherlands at the time. "I think I'm going for like a TFT tournament or something like that." On the 10th of December 2025, we can see her saying, "I'm boarding now. See you soon." To which he would reply with, "See you soon. You have the hotel info, right?" Since they were going to share a room. This brings us to the next section titled Elphilia's Experience. Elphilia would talk to Sykkuno on and off.
I have a question. Who is Sykkuno's girlfriend? Is she just like another streamer, or is it just never mentioned? Like, do we just not know who he's dating at all? Me. Probably unknown. Damn. I guess she's not a streamer or something?
For the span of 5 years. During that time, she had absolutely
I feel
no
like if she
idea
was,
that he
she
had a
would've made
girlfriend
it
in the
a,
5 years that she had known him, and on and off
you know,
flirted with
an
him.
announcement.
Anytime she would bring up the topic of his love life, he would give the response of playing too many games and not going out enough to meet women to date. So bear in mind, she knew him since like 2021, back when he was like the most desired man on the entirety of Twitch or the streaming space. And even with all that flirting, he never once mentioned the relationship he's been in since 2021. So this was in the beginning of his relationship as well. So in this next set of DMs, we can see Elphilia saying, "Also, I have a question for you. Why are you single? Like, how?" To which he'd say, "Huh? That's a
Playing too many games. Yeah, I just realized he does some long ass streams. Do you guys remember? I remember Sykkuno doing long streams. How does he have the time? If he has a girlfriend. To like even make the girlfriend happy and like hang out with them if he has all this free time just to cheat. How the
crazy question, lol. I think it's a combination of like playing too many games. To which you'd say, why crazy? Why is it a crazy question? The guy was desired by anyone. Even after his viewership had fallen down a little bit, he could still DM anyone and get them to date him. It didn't make sense. The document would say, same calculated behavior and patterns, using his nerdy gamer boy facade to lure women into
what? Lol. I
a false narrative. In this next set of DMs, Filia would be saying, you're cute. You're this sweet to all girls, or am I just lucky?
Damn! Sykkuno follows, bro. In main. Every single time on main. Sykkuno. Can you imagine if he just kept following every single person that he, like, cheated? Like, he doesn't even follow that much people. 300 only. Duh. Oh my god! 90% women! Holy. Oh, but Winky as well. Don't forget Winky. Oh! Oh my god! Oh my... Yo! Yo! Okay, he definitely has a type, that's for sure. Like... Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Damn, Sykkuno, save some for us.
Good lord. Damn.
Lucky. To which he'd say, wah, lol, only to the ones I think are cool. So as we can see, Filia is just starstruck. She can't believe this. She feels so lucky that Sykkuno, the guy who's desired by everyone, is giving her attention out of anyone else in the world. This is the effect he had on people, and he knew this. And just like with Mal, he would follow her personal Instagram with his official Sykkuno Instagram page. It's genuinely like a deja vu to what he did with Mal. Like, it's the same patterns. The guy had a playbook, and he knew how to put it to use. The document would continue. Here is proof that Sykkuno was in Paris for the TFT event around this time too, directly from his Twitter. So here you can see this was posted around the 13th of December 2025 when he was in Paris. In this first tweet on the left, we can see him taking an image of Lily Pichu, who was also there, as well as him retweeting one of TFT's tweets saying, ultimate bragging rights have been secured at the TFT Paris Open. This is them announcing
this
that...
makes me so sad because it just like makes like every interaction with him kind of like weird now, because I've only had really good ones, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was never weird. I never got a weird vibe. The problem with this whole scenario is that I just never had a weird vibe of him, honestly. I never thought that he would, honestly, I never thought he'd be canceled. I never thought that we'd have like an issue right now where, you know, I just never thought that this would be happening right now.
Sykkuno's team had won, confirming that he was indeed there. The next page of the document would show us a set of DMs between Sykkuno and Filia.
Yo, Trump's what? Like 18 months. He was too fake and nice for it not to happen to me. I don't want to think that of people, because like the moment I'm starting to think that people are too nice, I'm gonna start feeling like they're evil or something. I don't want to feel that way. Just because one, you know, person is bad, I don't want to feel like just because somebody's nice to me, they're evil.
Date would be the 3rd of March, 2026. So this would be 3 months after they had met up and hooked up. And this would be as he was talking with Mal. He'd say, oh my god, I was playing World of Warcraft, I saw this player, it reminded me of you. That's because that player had a similar looking name. She'd say, oh, you got reminded of me? That's cute. To which he'd say, of course. Oh, I was gonna ask, were you planning on going to like Offkai or anything like that? That's a VTuber Expo, right? To which she would say, I wish, but unfortunately I can't. My rent is now 800 euros per month and I'm living fully off of my savings, so I canceled all my travels for the year. The document would say, to add even more salt to the wound, after Filia's Paris trip, and 2 weeks after he had started talking to me, saying things like how he wants to move in with me and such, he would message Filia asking her if she'll be at Offkai. This is proof that he'd be talking to more than one woman at the same time, planning a hookup for every event he went to.
Wow. And this is the only people that, you know, they've talked to. You know what I mean? These are 2 girls. And it is in a span of like how long? So how long has he been doing this? You know what I mean? Like, that's the real question. How long has he been doing this? And are these the 2 only people he has cheated on? You know what I mean? Like, you never know.
He was doing this while giving me the impression that he wanted something long-term, and all while also having a girlfriend since 2021. Elphilia and I weren't friends until I found out that he was cheating on his girlfriend. This is when we both got in contact with each other and shared our stories. She deserves the world. The section would end with both Sykkuno and Elphilia talking about random topics, and then at the end of this DM chain, we can see Sykkuno saying, "How was your day?" To which
Why do men some cheat? I'll never understand. Oh, girl! Oh!
she would reply with, "Awful. Spent the whole day crying. Crying right now. Why do some men cheat? I'll never understand." The document points out that this is ironic, seeing that Sykkuno is a cheater.
There was one time I had an ex. One time I had an ex. I had a dream that he cheated completely. Like, never had a dream like of somebody cheating like that in my life till this day. And so I was like, God, you know, are you cheating on me? Like, I just wanted to ask, you know what I mean? I know that the answer will be no anyway, so whatever. And then he sent a full-on 4-paragraph thingy of reasons why he would never cheat on me. And I should have seen that as a red flag. Anyway, we met in real life and stuff. And then I there was this nagging feeling that I could never like get rid of. And I did something that I just don't really like doing, but like I did snoop in his phone. And then yeah, he was cheating. He cheated on me during the time that I was having surgery and going through the worst moment of my life. Oh my God. That dream was real. It was around that time too. Dude, holy shit. And it was so realistic too. Like, it felt like I felt gutted during the dream. It's not like I saw it or something. I'm not like a cuck. But like, in the dream, I just knew that he cheated. Like, I just knew it in my heart. You know what I mean? It was weird. It was like a really weird feeling. And I had to ask him. I just had to ask him.
himself. So as you can see, when these 2 women spoke to each other and shared their stories,
pointing that out
they were
first.
shocked. Shocked to know that they were being used so casually, and shocked to know that this man was in a relationship. But how is it that he did this for years?
What did he reply? No, wait. Are you gonna end the screenshot with this? No. What did he reply? Did he even reply?
No consequences. How is it that there are many Elphilias and Mals out there with
What
no
did he
one
reply?
saying
That
a
was such a
thing?
cliffhanger.
Well, they kind of did, which is what the next section is all about. It's titled Rumors and Broken Friendships. As I mentioned in the intro, no one made a public statement before because they never had sufficient evidence. Sykkuno would always talk about the most explicit and sensitive topics in voice calls or in person, never leaving a paper trail.
Oh, I see. That's what he meant. It's like the sensitive, like crazy things that he would say. Oh.
This was all intentional. Rumors still managed to spread. Many content creators, both big and small, would
Is that the reason why he's no longer with the group thingy, the OTK thingy, or is he still?
vent to their friends about his behavior. Behind the scenes for many, he'd be known as a predator who regularly took advantage of smaller and or vulnerable content creators. The reason why Sykkuno would abruptly stop hanging out with certain people
did I
throughout
say
the
OTK? My bad. OTV, but same. Sorry. Is OTV still like with Sykkuno or no? Because like, I don't think I've seen Sykkuno interact with them like at all.
years is because of this predatory behavior. However, he'd managed to keep enough influential friends around him to legitimize his position in the space, especially seeing that many of those friends were women who would have normally stood in solidarity with any sort of victim,
Oh, he was never in.
making
Oh,
it seem like he was safe enough to trust because they trusted him enough to be a friend. As Elphilia spoke with Sykkuno, she'd tell him about rumors that she had heard from someone else, about how Sykkuno had a roster of readily available women.
Something that stays in my mind that I don't think that will ever remove in my mind was there was one time, when I was growing up, there was a content creator that I really liked. It was PewDiePie's friend. I forgot his name. Chaotic. And I've always, like, when I was young, I would always be like, oh, I want to like befriend him. and be friends with him and stuff like that. And I just never like grew the courage to DM him or something and be like try to like make friends or something like that. And I was like as a teenager, the feeling I had when I found out that he was a genuine predator was insane. And I never, ever, ever felt that way ever again about a content creator. And I think that it's very important to note that, you know, I don't think you should DM like people like that. Thank God I didn't. Thank God I did. The only content creator I've ever DM'd was this guy. It's the guy that makes like stick figure explanations about. Right now he's focusing on politics and stuff like that. And then before it was just like how girls are, how boys are. It was a great conversation, very short. And I just said like thanks for making videos, and he said like thanks for watching, and that was it.
How they all coincidentally were smaller content creators who wouldn't dare touch him if something went wrong. Elphilia, of course, didn't believe this. After all, Sykkuno had a calculated pattern that worked perfectly in his favor. His innocent, naive demeanor wouldn't dare hurt a fly, so why would he hurt me? So here we can see DMs between Elphilia and Sykkuno. She would start this off with saying, I don't know, he said he dislikes you, referencing a friend of hers, and that you only go for girls that are small so you can manipulate them with your persona.
Wait, this happened in oh my God, December. Being called out during December. I wonder what made them talk about this in 2026.
Yet he is doing that to my friend right now. To which Sykkuno would say, oh yeah, I mean, I don't think that's true, but I guess people will say stuff randomly. I'm confused as to these people who think I'm going for them. I haven't really done that. But anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, like I said before, people who know me will know me, and I guess he just dislikes me, which is totally fine. She'd say, exactly. He did say the only reason you haven't gotten called out is because you go after small creators and they'll never expose you. Ooh. If you ever need proof of anything, I have receipts, just in case he tries anything
ZZZ
funny.
means like tired, you know, like, you know, like, oh, whatever, boo, 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 boo.
Sykkuno would say, oh, I feel like the way VTubers are, they would love to try and expose bigger streamers. They love drama, lol. But
Well.
It's not true, so I think it's fine. I don't need receipts or anything. It's fine. But I thought he was chill. I'm kind of sad he was so angry. Elphilia would...
Listen, I like reacting to drama for sure, but I don't like being part of drama. That's another thing.
Say, I know, just making sure you stay safe no matter what, love. Sykkuno would continue saying, I mean, why is he bringing up so much anyway, though? To which she'd say, he's jealous of you. I'm just playing League with him, and he brought you up out of the blue. To which he'd say, I don't think there's much to be jealous of, lol.
I mean, shit, he's right. There really isn't that much to be jealous of.
But hopefully he feels better soon. And Elphilia ends this by saying, he said you hurt 5 of his friends, apparently. So this was on the 22nd of December.
5? 5, 1, 2, 7 in total mentioned now.
Remember, after they had met IRL,
unless it's like
and Elphilia had no
6.
reason to doubt him, right? She still had no idea that he had a girlfriend since 2021. This is why she was still so readily,
dude. This is like genuinely serial.
Siding with him. And speaking of cheating, this is what would lead us to the section Sykkuno's girlfriend. The coincidence that would lead me to finding out the truth about Sykkuno happened last week. A popular male VTuber tried to slide into my DMs to presumably get in my pants, and when I rejected him, he immediately started to mention nasty rumors about Bao. Out of
Why does Bao keep getting sucked in to every single drama? In the like, dude, boom, Google Docy, and then somehow Bao is mentioned. What the f does she even have to do with this? Holy f, dude. Oh my God, I feel so bad for her.
Concerned for her, I reached out to a mod who then connected me with Bao. The 3 of us struck up a conversation when I mentioned I was nervous about a date I was going on. They asked me who it was. When I said my date was with Sykkuno, they immediately told me not to go on the date for my own personal safety. Bao told me that at the end of March, Sykkuno's girlfriend...
You know, I met somebody that did say something about Bao before. Like, I remember back in the day, I was talking to a VTuber, and then we were like this talking and stuff, and then he was like, oh, by the way, be careful of this content creator. And I was like, what? And he was talking about Bao. And he was like, yeah, this and that happened. Never believed him. I was like, oh my God, that's crazy, man. And then I just continued out of my day, and I just never... I don't like believing something until I see proof, because he only spoke about it. You know what I mean? And he never gave any proof of it all. So I was just like, oh, whatever, I don't care. Who cares? You know what I mean? I don't want to be cooked up in all of that stuff. It's not my issue, to be honest.
Reached out to her regarding a controversial tweet Bao made last year in 2025. She asked Bao if it was true that the tweet was about
The Bao tweet. She said, why do so many male content creators, like, hey, if they're... Wait! I remember she got, like, so much hate for that. But she mentioned that, oh my god, it was subtweeting. Oh my god. She talked about how, like, hey girls, if you're a small content creator, be nervous about if there's a big male, you know, content creator that's trying to, like, DM you. Oh my god, it's all connected. And this was like a year ago, no? Oh.
Sykkuno. So this tweet in question, right? If you were on Twitter back in October 2025,
I need to get off the internet, man. I think I'm perma online, bro.
you would have probably seen it. It went absolutely viral, and it simply just said, if you're an up-and-coming female content creator with a small but growing audience and a much larger and successful male content creator approaches you out of nowhere and showers you with attention on stream, in DMs, etc., don't walk, run.
Oh, so that's why she got mentioned.
To 99% of people, this was Bao giving smaller content creators very well-needed advice. In reality, though, this was a subtweet directly referencing Sykkuno's behavior. Because the document would continue, they called, as in Bao and Sykkuno's girlfriend, and Bao explained to her that other women had confided in her about similar experiences with him. She described a pattern of behavior where he targeted small female content creators and pressured them into having sex with him. Bao then offered to connect her with these other victims so they could share their experiences with her directly, as she felt it was important to hear them firsthand. This was all discussed during a Discord call. And so here we can see a DM sent by Sykkuno's girlfriend on March 24, 2026 to Bao.
Wow, they're really keeping her identity like hidden. I respect that.
Bao, saying, hey Bao, I'm sorry to bother you with this, but I heard something recently that was a bit concerning and I thought I would just come ask you about it. I heard that there was
Oh, if this was coming from Bao's DM, Bao like took a screenshot, or either Sykkuno's girlfriend took the screenshot.
possibly an instance of Sykkuno trying to get VTuber girls up to his hotel room to drink with them, and that the tweet you made about being cautious of...
Why were people mad over this? Because when people hear the word woman in a sentence or male in a sentence without saying some male or some females, they'll immediately think it's to the whole group of people for some reason, instead of just going like, oh, they're talking about a very specific group. or whatever. A normal person will read that and be like, ah, damn, something happened. And then like, you know, and be like, I'm sorry. But it's usually towards a small group. When you hear about like, oh, men and cheaters, they're not saying all men are cheaters. They're saying that like, I met a lot of men who are cheaters. It's never, nobody actually genuinely means all.
large male streamers showering you with gifts and attention was about him in regards to him doing it to one of your friends? You know, before we get back
And
to
if they do, then why waste your time arguing with them, dude?
the document, this actually reminds me of this one tweet that was posted on Twitter back in October 21st, 2025 during TwitchCon North America, where an innocent fan came across Sykkuno in the lobby of a hotel at
Oh my god. Oh my god.
2 a.m. One can only wonder what he was doing there, but as you can see, rumors are very easy to spread once you spot someone in a hotel lobby at 2 a.m. The document would continue. Bao told me that 3 days before I contacted her and her mod, Sykkuno and his girlfriend were trying to reconcile after Sykkuno somehow managed to convince her that it was all a huge misunderstanding.
No. Oh, this poor girl, dude. She's like being lied to so much. God. I hate cheaters so much. I personally do, because like I feel like people who get cheated on have the worst trust issues now when it comes to relationships. Like you just can't you can't just shrug it off.
She had no clue that I, as well as many other girls, still existed in Sykkuno's romantic and sexual life. Bao and her
I'm the type of person, unfortunately, who got cheated on twice. So now I'm like very like, my trust issues are pretty bad. But I'm really glad that PSP allows me just to like, whenever I'm feeling anxious, I'll be like, can I look? I'm worried. And so I could like look at, he said I could look anytime he wants. Anytime I want, sorry. And then so I like look, and then he's just talking about CS the entire day. And I'm like, all right. And then later on, I just got so used to the CS talk that I just stopped looking because I was like, what the f? Okay.
her mod would put me in a group chat with Sykkuno's girlfriend. Where I would
That's so funny because that actually genuinely fixed me. I have no feeling of needing to like double check or something like that. I was like, damn. And then I look at his like, let's say like I look at his like search history. It's like, good music for stream. When is the CS tourney happening in 2026? And I'm like, I'm safe. Appreciated it 15 months. Like I saw that, I was like, I'm safe.
share all the screenshots you see above. She was rightfully horrified and left the group chat because she couldn't stomach reading them. This is where we can see DMs in the group chat from Sykkuno's girlfriend saying, I have lived with him for over 2 years. We have been together since 2021. And on top of that, everything he's planning with you are things we have planned together and talk about and have done.
She's saying she's sorry? She's the one saying sorry? Holy dude.
I'm sorry. At this point, I wouldn't be able to imagine what I would feel if I was in Mal's shoes or anyone else's shoes that Sykkuno had taken advantage of. In fact, I mean, I can't imagine being his girlfriend. Hearing these rumors about someone I lived with in the same home and finding out about it this way. Even after he managed to convince
He's not even like, yeah, he's not even like, you know what it is? His girlfriend probably thought of that idea, they did it, and now he's like, let me do it again, but with another girl. Dude, that's insane. Like, he's not even like, yeah, he's not even original with the way he's cheating. He already had it. He already knew how to do it. That's crazy. A lot of people don't understand that the anxiety isn't about you not trusting. It's eating at your brain, Demi, and you gotta clean your brain. My boyfriend is super open about it, but I don't need to check anymore.
that him sleeping with someone back in December 2025 was a misunderstanding. It's horrifying. This would all lead us to the final section of this document, titled To All of Sykkuno's Victims.
The fact that it has to be to all, because we have to assume that there's more than 5 or like 8 or something. We don't even know the number. This could go to like 10. This could go to 15 because of how constant he was doing it. Like, we actually have no idea. The record right now is 7 at the moment. 7! This is insane. 7! Nah, I'd be gutted.
Ever since
6 or
Sykkuno's
7.
viral breakout during the pandemic lockdowns of 2020 when he played Among Us, he
Hit the at everyone in the Google Doc wild. I've never seen this before. Yeah, dude, she literally said at everyone. That's crazy.
has always carefully curated every aspect of his behavior on stream and with friends. An innocent, romantically inexperienced boy failure who looks like an anime character and sounds like one too. This perfectly curated image would attract a large audience of women, with a lot of them openly professing how attractive
More has come out on Twitter since then. Since this. Big senpai.
they
Thank
are
you so
to
much, tier
him.
1.
He soaked in the praise and never sought to limit the most extreme aspects of his community.
Oh, you know what? This is actually gonna start a little domino effect of all Sykkuno's victims to be finally like being like, yeah, no, that happened to me too. I had no idea that he was even in a relationship.
Because it made him more desirable. He understood this and would use this curated image, as well as his legitimacy in the content creation space thanks to his followers and famous friends, to seek out any attractive cosplayers and or content creators that were
Oh, that would explain his Instagram following. You know, when we were going through that Instagram following, holy there was a theme. There was for sure a theme.
small enough to be starstruck by his grand presence. It would work most of the time, as he'd use the same calculated pattern that he used with me and Elphilia to lure them in, and eventually fly them out to the next convention or event that he went to with the goal of hooking up. What these many women didn't know, though, is that he'd always lie about the fact that he's single. That behind the scenes, he had a neglected and depressed girlfriend that he'd been with since 2021 and who has lived with him since 2024 in the same house. I implore the
Jesus,
many
Kara
other
Cake, thank you,
victims
7
to
months.
come out about their experiences with this predator. and I end this document with a recording of Sykkuno in which
I've never seen this account of serial cheating before. Usually when it comes to like content creators cheating, it's only like 1 or 2, right? This is like, I've never seen this much. This is like the first time, I think. Is it just... Oh my god, we're not even close to the end.
he admits to everything, especially with how he cheated on his girlfriend with my friend and was intending to do that with me as well. For context, this was shortly after I had messaged his girlfriend about his cheating. 30 minutes later, he would ask if I was free for a call. As his girlfriend was crying downstairs, he somehow chose to prioritize someone that...
Katarina with the 7 guys. Damn, Sykkuno's breaking the record! No way! Unironically.
he barely met 2 months ago.
He actually is.
I pointed this out during the call. Here's the link. So the link isn't here right now, but obviously it will be by the time this video comes out. It's okay though, because I have the video. And if you're wondering why you should watch it here, well, it's because Sykkuno's voice is so damn low. I mean, the guy was whispering as if someone was after him with a gun. They could barely tell what he's saying. I actually bothered to add subtitles. This whole recording is 17 minutes long, and as the document stated, he pretty much admits to everything. Watch.
My heart sank. Oh my god, I don't know why.
Hello.
Thomas?
Hello.
So?
Well, pretty much know most of it.
Oh my god.
Yeah? Like what?
This is too hard to watch. I'm sorry. Wait, just give me a second. Give me 1 second. This is like, I need to drink some water. This is too much.
Know what?
No, you can tell me.
Okay. Well, wasn't very honest.
Oh?
About single.
About what? You have to speak up a little bit. Your mic is cutting out.
Sorry, always happens. About being single, and I just wanted to tell you how everything happened.
Yo! Dude! The girlfriend already knows that you cheated anyway. Speak up!
Uh-huh. You're still gonna have to speak up a little bit, by the way. You're still cutting out a lot.
Sorry, you know I talk quietly.
Yeah, but you never talk this quietly.
I'm sad.
I'm sorry. That caught me off guard. I'm sorry. That actually caught me off guard so hard. Of all the things to say right now, I was not expecting him to say that.
It's the actions of your... Well, it's the consequence of your own actions, I suppose.
I know.
Mm.
So basically, I was in a very happy relationship.
Wait, sorry, I've never heard something like that. I'm sorry. I was in a really happy relationship. Did he mean he wasn't in a very happy relationship? What?
Doesn't sound like it, but sure.
Well, let me finish.
What the is she touching, by the way? That sounded so moist. Ew, what was that?
Uh-huh,
I
continue.
was in a very happy relationship
Oh, she's eating.
a long time ago.
Long time ago. What, like
And then-
2021?
I don't know the exact time, honestly, but
Obviously,
ago.
there's too many times to count. What can I say?
then it got a lot less happy.
How so?
I don't fully know. She just stopped hanging out with me that much, and
Stop hanging out with you. She lives with you.
Wasn't he doing 12 hours streams of GTA RP? Dude, what are we talking about?
yeah. I mean,
You're gonna have to speak up. I can't hear a single sentence that comes out of your mouth. You there?
yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'm just asking because you went quiet.
Anyway, so I was very, very happy.
He just started from the beginning. Oh, guys, this is too much. This is actually unironically hard to watch. No, this is too much. I can't. When I'm feeling awkward, I start laughing. No, this is too much. This is too much. This is too much. Oh my god.
at some point it wasn't so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly when, but like we stopped spending time.
Oh my god, he really started from the beginning of his script. He started, he refreshed his whole script. Bro, 1 to 1. He didn't even change the wording. He just 1 to 1 it with, yo, L script. It wasn't even good.
Never. We hadn't done it together for years.
Oh my
Or
god.
what? I couldn't hear that part.
I said we hadn't done anything together for like years.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never understand why people don't just break up with somebody if you're so unhappy in a relationship. I'll
Yeah,
never
that was just
understand.
very
Like,
sad moment.
you know the picture of the like bird with like 2 bars in front of them, and then they're like holding the bars, acting like they can't just like break up with the other person. It's exactly that. That is literally every single cheater's like view of themselves. Like, they don't see them as the bird. They see themselves as like the cage is full or something. I don't know.
Oh, didn't feel wanted at all.
Mm-hmm. So you slept with Elfie in Paris.
Yeah.
And then you flirted with me. And were telling me how you wanted me to come visit you in Vegas, and how you wanted to go on a date, and how you were serious about me, and how you really meant it, and how you wanted to go get a cat together.
Cook him! Cook him!
Yes.
Yeah. Why? Why didn't you just break off the relationship then?
Exactly.
Because a combination of
Off?
remembering how it was, some part of me hoping it would go back to that.
Hoping it would go back to that after I 10 other women? What are we talking about?
And
Well, obviously it's not going to go back to that if you're actively cheating on her. It's only going to get worse. I think that's really on you, bud. And I know you're
Yeah.
smarter than that.
I'm not.
I mean, sake, you're a 34-year-old man. Yes, you are. Stop acting like you're a child.
Don't think that's what I'm acting like, but
I mean, you say you're not smarter than that, but you are. You're a 34-year-old man. You just chose to do it. You knew damn well in the back of your head that it wasn't going to end up well.
yeah. But it's complicated.
Oh.
It's really not.
So-
Cheating is just bad. She hasn't done anything to ask for you to be cheated on. It's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, but she
But she what?
relied on me to take care of a lot of things, and I still cared about her.
Okay, that doesn't mean that.
If you cared about her, you'd break up with her instead of breaking her heart and other girls.
You do that because you wanted to, not because she was like holding it against you or forcing you to.
Exactly. Clock him.
Exactly. So there's still no excuse for you to cheat on her.
Not saying there was one, just explaining why it happened.
The only reason why it happened is because you just chose to do it.
Exactly.
I don't know why you decided to lie to me, because you know damn fucking well that lying especially is like a big thing I do not tolerate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, this is so awkward. I don't know why my TTS is not working anymore. I don't know what happened, but my alerts can't go through. So if you want to do a TTS, I'm so sorry, but it's not working.
I was fine about the Alfie thing, because I was like, okay, he didn't know me before that, right? But then I find out you've had a girlfriend this entire time. Do you realize how fucked up that is? Because not only were you... Because, sure, you didn't lead Alfie on. Alfie acknowledges that you didn't lead her on.
If someone 15 years younger was frying my ass like this, I'd have to end it all. True.
Right? Because I've talked to Alfie. I'm friends with her.
Dude, literally true.
I've been friends with her before I even met you.
Okay.
Like, she acknowledges that you didn't lead her on. You led me on, though. You did lead me on though.
Yeah.
You
Well-
gave me all these fancy.
Yeah, 15 years younger. It was only a few years ago that she was 15. Yeah, 15, watching him play Among Us. Do you feel the length of that? Do you guys feel like Among Us was just like yesterday? Dude.
He has promises about, oh, we're gonna go on a date when you come visit here. What? So you could cheat on your
something if you
girlfriend
want.
again? So you could sleep with me so you could cheat on your girlfriend again?
That wasn't.
What were you
what I
intending with
wanted
that?
to do. Well, I thought it was going to be over.
What?
About what?
Like I thought that was gonna be the end of that.
The end of what?
My previous relationship.
You were gonna break up with so you could date me, or what?
Well, like I said, it'd been a long time where like we hadn't spent time together. Hadn't done anything in years.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I thought that was at some point be over.
She is having a feast right now. Just like, mm-hmm.
What? I couldn't hear you.
I said, I thought that meant that was going to be like the end of it.
So you were already moving on before you even broke up with her? Were you intending to break up with her, or were you just waiting for her to break up with you?
No, I don't know.
Is this really the end of Sykkuno's career? I can't believe he's going out like this, to be honest. This is so embarrassing. Probably not, but all of his fans are just like people who literally care about his image, though.
It's
So-
just a really weird
I just
mix of like,
No, but you don't understand, though. Sykkuno's image that he has pursued for so long is now completely destroyed. I don't think he's going to continue streaming after this. That's the thing. You know what I mean? It's just completely destroyed his own image. Like I'm saying, like, I don't think that he will honestly recover from this as well. Like his whole everybody in a way, like, you know, don't get me wrong, there's a big group of people that didn't like him. But like the people who liked him, there's always like, no, but he was a good person. He's always a good person. You can't excuse this anymore. And he can't hide under a persona anymore.
I just want to understand this. So what was your intention with me? Like where was I in this whole thing? Like, were you intending to date me after her? Like, were you intending to just ditch to go date me?
I mean, I guess for me, it felt like it was already.
Oh my god, I can't handle how he talks right now. So annoying.
But that's not what I asked. I'm talking about me.
I mean, yeah, that's
That's
kind of what I
what?
was thinking.
You were thinking to just ditch her and then date me. What, were you gonna do the same thing to me? I'm sorry, but like, you're not really selling this whole relationship thing really well. If this is the type of relationship you uphold.
It's fine. I'm not trying to sell it.
I can tell.
Just trying to explain what's going on.
Yeah. The thing is, if I never reached out to Bao, because I didn't even reach out to Bao about you, right? I reached out to Bao about because he's lied behind my back to a bunch of people. And
How is Bao in every Google Docie?
I was not okay with that. And then started lying about Bao. That's when I reached out to Bao. I became friends with her roommate. And then I was talking with a little bit back and forth. And then you came up in the topic. And then she told me you had a girlfriend. And that your girlfriend has been venting to Bao this entire time. About how you gaslight her into staying. You make her feel bad anytime that she, like, wanted to leave because you cheated on her. And she knew that you cheated on her. She just didn't know who. Because you never told her that it was Elfie, you just told her that you cheated on her in Paris. I think. I don't know if you told her, but I knew she knew.
Oh my god, stop talking like that, please, for the love of God. Oh my god, I can't. This is so annoying. It's so annoying. Like,
Why? Why go through all this trouble?
Because didn't know how
yeah,
to.
Robin, for real.
I mean, for God's sake.
Dude, you're pushing 30. Speak up. You're pushing 40.
If the only thing why you even stayed with her is because she relied on me for a lot of things, you can afford to take care of her for a little bit before she gets back onto her feet. Like, at least don't put her through the trouble of like telling her like, oh, like I'm still gonna be with you, like telling her that you're still her boyfriend while actively cheating on her every single day.
Yeah, I mean you're right. I should have just
Damn, forcing CD. Sykkuno joined the
Said how I
CD
felt.
club.
Like, you could have just deadass. If the only thing that you were concerned about is the fact that she relied on you for things, you could have just supported her until she got back onto her feet, so she could support herself.
Yeah, that's the word.
You know?
And it wasn't just
God, the call is going on for this long.
that.
Then what else?
Somehow hoping it would go back to how things used to be.
Well, I also already told you, cheating is
Not
not
even 2-timer. This is like a 10-timer guy.
gonna make it go back to how it used to be.
It's a lot easier to say that when
It's the truth. It's the harsh truth. Nothing is gonna go back the same way that it was if you're gonna.
Oh, dude, just end me. If I'm speaking like this, getting grilled by a 20-year-old, somebody who's like 15 years younger than me or something in this position, I think I'd rather die. I don't want to see my life go into like this. Like, dude, that's like actually embarrassing. This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever fucking seen. This is so embarrassing. I can't even imagine being talked to like this, like, right now. And I'm like 26. I can't imagine like a 20-year-old talking to me like this right now.
Cheat on someone actively.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm going to change.
You're going to change what?
Oh, classic!
That's it. Everything.
What do you mean that's it?
Just gonna change that.
You're gonna stay with
You're
her?
right.
Because honest to God, I feel like the poor girl's been through enough. I don't think you
True.
should have to sit there and keep doing this.
She's starting to stim. I know when a call is dragging, when I'm starting to play with Discord's like UI. Bro.
Because I was in a group chat with her while you were on stream. And this girl's absolutely f***ing distraught because of the shit that you've done to her. The shit that you've put her through. Like, genuinely. Do you know how much that fucks someone up? Like, you already cheated on her once, and she decided to trust you still. She decided to stay with you, despite the fact that you already had cheated on her and admitted to it.
Oh, I would never stay with a cheater. Good lord. I don't know how people can be doing that kind of stuff. Once they cheat on me, that's it. I'm gone. Goodbye. That's it, dude. That's it. There was one time I broke up with a guy and we were like, you know, it's one of those breakups where something could still happen, something could still like you know, fix up and stuff. Next day, when we broke up and stuff, he sent me a photo of him in a party and then like a photo, not even cheating, he didn't cheat or something. Or like, or whatever. He took a photo with a few women or something. That enough was like, oh, okay. Anyway, bye-bye. And then he was begging for weeks. Like, no, I'm sorry. I didn't even do anything. Blah, 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 blah. It was just a picture. And I'm like, you know what you're doing with that photo, though. I don't care. You know what you were trying to, like, make me feel. I don't care, dude. No, I'm good. Never dated him again.
What do you go do? You go onto Twitter and go find the next girl to flirt with. Like, If anything, honest to God, I'm not even mad at this point. I'm just disappointed. I'm really disappointed.
A 20-year-old, 15 years younger, saying disappointed. Oh! Oh!
Yep, that's fair.
Because she's been crying to Bao about it. Bao's been sitting there, like, comforting this girl, trying to tell her, hey, maybe you should leave him. Because this isn't okay. This really isn't okay. You're putting this girl through mental strain. Every single day. That you continue to be with her.
Oh.
While you're sitting there having fun playing with your friends. Be so honest right now, Thomas.
Jump scare, real life name jump scare. Never heard his real life name before. That like jump scared me a little bit. She said at the start.
So you think and you might be right.
Yeah. Like, if it is money that she doesn't have, or if it's a job, or if it's family, or
I
blah blah blah
already
blah.
gave her a lot.
Yeah, well, there exactly.
Okay, just break up
help
with
her
her.
back
Oh
on
my
her feet until she
God.
can support herself.
This conversation is actually getting me annoyed because, like, dude.
And then just leave the girl alone, because she
Yikes.
deserves better than that. Because you cannot sit there and be like, I love her, but do all of this shit to her and continue to let her stay in that situation.
Well,
Imagine if he says, like, well, it's her fault for staying. Can you imagine? Oh my God, can you imagine?
well, one part of that wasn't true.
What?
I mean, I think the feelings faded.
Well, then you
What?
should just let her go.
Okay, I understand that, like, yeah, I feel bad for the girlfriend for sure. But fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. You know how it is. Like, why are we acting as if this woman is, like, not an adult as well, and that can also literally other way around. Oh yeah. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. There we go. You know what I mean? Like, surprise, surprise, a person that, cheated on you again. I don't know, man. It's just like, I'm not victim blaming or something like that, but, like, I'm surprised that she stayed knowing he already cheated as well. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe Sykkuno is financially supporting her, so she feels stuck. So that's her choice to gamba whether he does cheat or not as well. At what point do you say, like, you should know the possibility punishment, the possible outcome? But I don't know. It's rough situation. I feel like the biggest issue in terms of this situation is the fact that who he's going for is very weird. This is a very, like, you know what I mean? The fact that he's going for people that he can manipulate and to, blah, 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 the fans, stuff like that. That's the weird part. The whole cheating thing, that's another conversation that I feel like both parties probably had faults. You know what I mean? Like, it's, she has also responsibility that she could do as well. Because it could have just been real girls in real life if he was really against his girl, It was clear this is my pool of fish. Yeah, no, for sure.
Instead of just sitting her there wasting her time.
Okay, well, anyway.
And also, why'd you get on a call with me when right now she's upset? I know she lives with you.
I can talk to her.
Yeah.
God! Is she still in the house? Can you imagine if she's still in the house and they had to talk about the cheating thingy again? And then she's like laying down and she could just like kind of hear him talking to the girls that he's cheated on. God! No, dude, Jesus Christ.
You should
And
be
I
there
told
to.
her I'm going to talk to you first.
You should be there to comfort her.
Wait, she's downstairs crying to Bao right now at this moment? Ugh. Oh, please get out of this relationship. Please. If you need financial support, get a job. Please. Don't. Oh my God.
She's the one that you cheated on.
No, I'm going to be doing that. I just wanted to settle this first.
This is not settled. I'm beyond upset with you.
Unironically, though, if I'm being serious, if I was dating somebody that I found out that he was like talking to like people who are small fans, people who were fans of him when they were like teenagers, and I wouldn't feel bad for leaving the moment that happens. I'll be like, ew! Oh my God, I just dodged the biggest bullet I've ever dodged in my life. You know what I mean? That kind of like feeling. You know, I'm like, oh, thank God. Oh my God, I would feel like, I would feel so, like, I don't know. Shocks you
Like,
back to reality?
genuinely not upset
Yeah.
with you.
I mean, that's fine. By settled, I mean like.
Yeah,
That's-
no, I would straight up just start packing my bags and looking for an Airbnb and getting a plane flight immediately.
That's it. Like,
There's
What's it?
nothing to talk about.
probably never talking again.
You and me?
Yes.
What? Why?
Is that not why?
What is why? I'm still upset with you, but you didn't cheat on me. You can still
What?
talk to me and be.
Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Oh, nah. Girl, please stand up. Oh, God, dude, this is... this whole situation is making me uncomfortable. This whole thing is just too much. Too much, too much. That...
Like, make up for your actions. Don't get me wrong, because I always am there for a second chance.
Oh, she's young. No, she's for sure young. Oh, man. Well, that's a little bit disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. That was very much disappointing.
This is, but I never will forgive you for cheating on her. That's.
I will never forgive you for doing that. But let's keep talking. This is a train wreck. I don't even know what to say. I'm actually genuinely speechless. I don't even know what to say. This is genuinely disappointing in all ends, in all situations, and yikers. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Hey man, I know that your girlfriend is crying right now and downstairs and living with you, but you could still DM me. You could still send me money. Like, dude. Man. I could still forgive you, but I will never forgive you about doing that. But I could still, there's still second chances. The thing is, when it comes with, I'm all for forgiveness and stuff, but I'm all for people like getting better sometimes away from you. And I think this is one of those situations where it should have been away from you. He should not be talking to you. You are so young. So young. And the start of this whole relationship of you guys talking was already tainted, was already bad, was already destroyed. You know what I mean? It was already coming from a bad situation. Attack, thank you so much, 25 gifted. You know what I mean? So like, this is, I hope that Sykkuno says no, I don't want to talk anymore.
That's that. There are a lot of girls.
He doesn't even know what to say. He got so shocked by that too. Like, dude, he was, dude, literal left field. Doesn't even know what to say too. Like, bro.
Upset with you, by the way, because
sorry, what?
There are a lot of girls that are upset with you, by the way, because
yeah, there's a lot of girls upset of you, by the way. But my DMs are open. Set my hammer. They get 5 gifted.
Alfie's not the only one that
Thank you
has
so much.
hit me up.
Yeah, that sounds like you've heard things.
Yeah, and you lied to me a lot about.
You lied to me a lot. But I forgive. The DMs are open.
That too.
Oh man, that actually removed. Damn. Don't know what to say.
A lot. Because, how big was the roster again?
I don't think I ever had one of those.
I mean, maybe not at the same time, but you sure do hop around.
Suppose so.
Yeah.
Is she opening a game in the background?
All I care about right now is that he's okay. Keep me updated on that.
Why didn't you just message her yourself? Why does it have to go from why does it have to be from Sykkuno? Brother, I'm so confused. Attack, thank you so much for 25 gifted!
I don't know if that's a possibility.
You can keep me updated on how she's doing. You can keep me updated on when she moves out, because I don't think she should be living with you anymore.
She said she still wants to be with him. Yeah, I know that she said that, but like... She's...
I don't think you need me to do that.
I mean, yeah, I care.
God, even he say no. Oh. Good Lord. Hello? Oh, hi Nikita.
Do you know where the popcorn is?
Here.
Oh, what happened to it?
I'm sorry, I'm watching something.
Oh,
you can eat the popcorn if you want.
Do you know where the protein bars are?
Oh, it's in the refrigerator.
Downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, about her.
Nah, the fact that he said no.
Me to do that.
I mean, yeah, I care about her. Like,
Yeah, she can do that.
Yeah, oh my god! He's the one saying it! She's lost the plot! See, this is, okay. Oh! I don't even know what to say. I actually don't even know what to say, dude. Oh, this is so bad. Nah, dude, good lord. This is the reason why. This is like a prime example of why, you know, unfortunately, you're not as smart as you think you are. When I was this age, I was so stupid as well, and et cetera, et cetera. And this is the reason why this is really weird on how young she is. And it showcases throughout what she's choosing to do. You know what I mean? She obviously cares about him. She obviously still has feelings for him because of all the things that has happened. and all the love bombing and all the like things that could happen and things that they could still do, stuff like that. Boom, boom, boom. And the lack of experience is truly showing, and this is the reason why this is truly showing her age. And it's, you know, I don't fault her for that. It's a bad decision, but unironically, I'm glad that Sykkuno is saying no to this. Holy
True. I'll just reach out to her then. But yeah, no, just like
I disagree. She's experienced than him, looks like. It's easy to clock out somebody who is so stupid, unfortunately. Like, it's easy to clock it out. It's very easy to clock this out. Because she knows everything that's going on. But, yeah. She must have changed her mind after all this, because otherwise she wouldn't have released a call, right? Surely, right?
go talk to her. She needs you right now.
Yeah, okay. Oh, bye.
Bye, Thomas.
Shortly after the call, the last thing Mal would ever say to Sykkuno would be, "I'm beyond disappointed in you." So look, according to Mal, there are countless other victims. It is
Oh, and he didn't reply. Thank God.
completely up to them on whether they want to come out with their side of the story or not. For now, though, we can confirm at least 2 different people that were completely misled by him as he cheated on his girlfriend so comfortably. In those 2 instances, we can see him also using the same playbook.
Yeah, that was honestly the longest. I don't know how long that call was, but it felt very. It felt like I watched an hour video.
The same tactics, sending them money, making them feel special, following their personal Instagram, wanting to meet ASAP, to hook up, everything. And I think one thing that personally struck me.
And thank you to Mugen for not in that. Like, I really like how Mugen did this, where he just let the video play it itself and didn't say anything, because you just feel the awkwardness. You feel how like rough this is.
Was how only 30 minutes after his girlfriend found out about his cheating and probably confronted him, he chose to run upstairs and prioritize Mal, someone he met 2 months ago, all while his girlfriend was crying downstairs, gutted, heartbroken. There's a reason people say with great power comes great responsibility, because once you have this power that Sykkuno possessed, you can so easily take advantage of others.
Exactly.
So as a content creator, you have a very clear choice, and unfortunately, Sykkuno decided to be the worst person possible. I wish all the victims in this travesty the absolute best, and I also encourage them to speak out. When it rains, it pours. And right now, the first drop has hit the ground. Sykkuno and
First drop.
anyone else who seeks to take advantage of their position need to be held accountable. And for anyone who grew up watching him during quarantine, who looked up to him, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, ruining
Oh
what.
my God, this is like the core. This is like the COVID version of what I felt during Chaotic for other people.
Whatever ideal image you had of him in your head. In any case, if more
not
victims
gonna
decide
lie.
to speak out, then I will most likely stream me reading all of them on my channel later on. For the time being though, please, if a larger content creator reaches out to you, even if you don't make content, please always be extremely skeptical and know that they probably don't see you as the most special person in the world. They've probably done this to many others
True.
already. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I really, really appreciate it. If you want a healthy alternative to an energy drink, then definitely use the code
Oh, your code Deme. Oh yeah, sorry, Mugen.
Mugen at GamerSubs for 10% off. And if you want exclusive content like high quality
Sheeshers.
art and exclusive yapping videos, then definitely check out stacked.com. It's like Patreon, but better. I love you so much. Platonically. Come on, platonically. I'm not going to be like Sykkuno, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that is. Mwah.
Nah, Thomas the Predator engine. Nah. Sykkuno just followed you. Oh my God. Good Lord. Sykkuno the wholesome dude. I'm out of the loop. Sykkuno. Oh no! Look at everybody. I feel the same way as they did. Sheeshers.
My
meeshers.
girlfriend.
Damn. In order to see this, in order to see if you have good retention, can you explain the drama? Give me a TLDR. TLDR. Sykkuno has been in a relationship for the past 4 to 5 years or whatever, been living with his girlfriend for 2 years, and he has been cheating on her with multiple women that are small content creators who, you know, and then he would like manipulate them by using his stature and stuff to them. So the one-tap theory is real? No. No. Oh my god. What is going on? What is going on? You're next. Oh, shut up. I've never had a picture with one tap. I'm never, ever gonna have a picture with one tap, bro. No. Debbie reacted to this instead. It's much more lighthearted. No. Apparently there was like more like thingies that went out. I wish I was the type of teen who screenshotted everything before he deleted his convos. Asked me to use Snapchat so it would inform him if I did. He did the exact same thing to me when I was like, oh! No. I was a teenager, 17, 18, and he was an adult, and he deleted his footprint with me. Then in 2020, he became one of the most popular CC. I had to swallow him down. See him so many people I looked up to hang out and collab and entertain him. Oh, he had done this for so many, and I mean so many years now. It's not much info, but everything described in this documentation was so one-to-one with my experience with him. I actively didn't seek out to meet him because I knew he had a girlfriend, now an ex of his, but I heard from others he did sleep with women, so I've been living in fear of a man since 2018. Here's some evidence that he couldn't delete on his end to me having his phone number, his last not deleted message to me on Discord, what he sent to me on Twitter DMs to not tell his ex the truth of how our relationship was like, him telling a friend to relay the message to me. My heart goes out to every single woman he has used, abused, and manipulated. My DMs are open to all. Oh my god. This is insane. Hey, I don't think... Oh my god, this writing. We should be friends anymore. I just wanted to say that you were right about me, and I'm sorry for calling you fake. I'm the fake. I was angry and couldn't control my feelings earlier. You're right about me, and I'm a piece of I'm sorry. I don't expect us to ever talk again. Just know that you were right about me. I'm sorry. Lena said she's gonna ask you things. Just don't respond or something. X_X. Hey, Dylan. I got a thing with Ree earlier. We blocked each other. Tell her we are better off not friends, but she was right. I was angry and being a piece of shit. I'm the fake, not her. Wow. Since 2018. No, there's more than 10. There's definitely more than 10. There is so much. No, dude. Oh, I'm so sorry. Good lord. I like how this chick is making this out to be some grand crime and him destroying the life of millions of people. So he cheated and he's a scummy playboy. So what? Terminally online dumbass. Wow. Jesus. Bro, he's Asian. He has this multi-wife past. Not to mention bro's looking for concubines to fill his roster. Oh, man. Saved you all the time. It's love bombing, accusation, nothing burger. Tell your therapist instead of Twitter. Still a cheater, master manipulator, danger predator, and it's just him replying to your advances and giving you money. But master manipulator and dangerous predator is crazy. I think people don't understand the... Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I think that people don't understand that this dynamic is not normal. Like, I think people forget his age and her age and how multiple small streamers that he DM'd. Wow. Hi, Flynn. Wow. I think he might not get canceled for this, dummy. No, but his ego and his image of himself is ruined online, so I don't think he will forgive himself.